The election had passed, and every single thing on my page that morning was women shaving their heads. They're like, we're shaving our heads to be unattractive. I don't have any hair. So I was like, well, this is not a move. This is not going to be good. I could see the way that it was going, and instantly every emotion in me that I've been navigating with my alopecia just came to the surface that morning. The word unattractive and bald just were like two bold letters up in the air, it felt like.
Our movement is like, shave your head, ladies, because men love this. They love it. And whenever I cut my hair, men freak out.
I've been sitting on this irritation for a full day. For all these women who are doing this 4B movement, God forbid you sit and think about the cancer patients and people going through chemo who have no choice but to shave their head.
Hey fam, Gracie here once again. Welcome back to the channel. I am hoping that from wherever you, my people, are watching this from, you're doing alright and God has preserved you and protected you very well. And if you continuously give support to me on here, that really means a lot to me. So thank you so very much for your support from the bottom of my heart. Yes. And as always, even today, we do have an interesting episode to give our opinions and takes on. I'm sure you guys have come across the, trending or 4B movement that has become more popular in the United States in the recently concluded election. I mean, it has been there, but it's not really been that strong like it is becoming. This movement comes from South Korea, and I will actually talk more about it when, we watch the clips that we are going to react on. The reason as to why it started was because women felt deprived of their rights and they decided to abstain or, keep themselves away from men until when their rights or their voices are heard. Now, even in the US, according to the results that came out of the election, yes, a lot of women decided to, stay away from men for reasons that we all know. They feel like their rights have been deprived from them and nobody is listening to them. But one of the resolutions of the movement was here in the US, women decided to shave their hair off to repel men. In other words, they were saying that if you shave your head and you become bald, then you are ugly and men are not going to desire you, right? So a lot of people have come out to criticize this movement, especially people with cancer and alopecia and other, ailments that cause people not to be able to keep their hair. And they are saying that these women are being insensitive to the trauma and the pain these other people have gone through. And it's not true that if you shave your hair and you become bald, that you are ugly. So many people stitched these videos, and I want us to look at these stitches, and we will definitely come back and talk about it.
The election had passed, and every single thing on my page that morning was women shaving their heads. They're like, we're shaving our heads to be unattractive. I don't have any hair. So I was like, well, this is not a move. This is not going to be good. I could see the way that it was going, and instantly every emotion in me that I've been navigating with my alopecia just came to the surface that morning. The word unattractive and bald just were like two bold letters up in the air, it felt like. That's not what we should be doing, especially if we're living in a world where we want our youth to be kind. I don't think it plants a good seed to fruit in our youth when you're encouraging to associate baldness with unattractiveness, and they're using it as like a man repellent.
4B. That's what it's down to. 4B, we take the bear. Someone in another video was wondering, what do we do so that we know what side, so that others know what side we're on. A lot of suggestions for wearing blue bracelets or a safety pin with blue beads. Those are beautiful. Or all the Taylor Swift merch. It's kind of hard if you're not a T Swift fan, but still, it signifies to the others, right? I suggest we all shave our fucking heads. Women with shaved heads, you know what side they're on. You know what I'm saying? And also, it's like claiming our sovereignty. This is unacceptable. Shave your fucking head. If you can't do that, T Swift merch, blue bracelets, blue safety pins.
Okay, low key, I've been wanting to shave my head, but my girlfriend's like, no, no, no. And now the B4 movement is like, shave your head, ladies, because men love this. They love it. And whenever I cut my hair, men freak out. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm gonna have to tell my girlfriend, I'm so sorry, but I'm definitely gonna shave my head. Yeah. So stay tuned. If she lets me shave it, which it's not even like if she lets me, I'm gonna tell her. Watch, and I'm gonna totally put it on on TikTok. Ladies, I just would be so happy if all of us shaved our heads. That would be something very spiteful because men love long hair. They love it. Ladies, come on. Let's do it. Let's shave our heads. Oh my God. I'm pumped. All day, every day, therapist.
This so-called 4B movement going on in the States at the moment is actually beyond disrespectful to women. I'll say this, you are allowed to not be happy with the results of the American election. If you want to go online and say fuck Trump and all of that, fine. Whether people agree with you, disagree with you, doesn't really matter, but that's an opinion you're entitled to have. But going online, shaving your heads so that way men will have nothing to do with you. Their words, by the way. On one video I saw of a woman doing it, so that way men will just have nothing to do with her and she will repel men, is so beyond disrespectful and rude to women who have alopecia and are going through chemo treatment at the moment. I can't even begin to put into words. Not just that, do any of these women who are doing this realise actually how privileged they are in life? Claiming you have no rights or you're losing your rights while you set up your phone, most likely your iPhone, which will be costing at least $1,000, in a tripod, making sure you get the perfect lighting, to then get a shaver or some scissors or whatever, film yourself shaving or chopping off all your hair, and then posting it on social media to prove a point. The actual 4B movement going on in South Korea, frankly, this makes a mockery of it. And claiming to have no rights, I'm sorry, it's an absolute mockery. I've always said I'm a feminist, but a traditional feminist, where I just want equal rights. This new wave of feminism to me is absolute bullshit. I'm sorry, this has really ticked me off. Because I just feel so sorry for any woman who has alopecia or going through cancer treatment or anything else, any other reason why she just doesn't have her hair. And you have all these other women saying, I'm doing this so that way men will have nothing to do with me, they'll hate the way I look, they think I'm disgusting. Do you not realise how disrespectful you're being to actual women? And saying you don't have any rights? There are actual countries in this world where women really have no rights. The legal age of consent in Iraq is being lowered to 9. In Afghanistan, women aren't even allowed to speak in public, have no access to education, aren't allowed to show their faces, their hair, or anything. Not a choice, they're not allowed. They can't drive. Literally have no rights at all. All because you disagree with what the majority of Americans had voted for. This is what you do, claiming you have no rights. As I said, you are entitled to not like the election results. No one's going to say you're not. But the amount of privilege coming from the videos on TikTok with these women doing it is just frankly disgusting. And so they're saying you have no rights? Really? I'd ask any woman who's taken part in this 4B movement to actually go over to Afghanistan, to go over to experience what the women in South Korea are living through, to go to Iraq where the legal age of consent is going to be lowered to 9. Then please tell us what rights those women have. because clearly they're so privileged, according to you. I hate Trump as well, by the way. I hate Kamala. I think they both suck. But one thing I'd never, ever do is try and make myself seem repulsive and horrific and so-called ugly by shaving my head and essentially making a mockery of thousands, if not millions of women who have sadly lost their hair for numerous reasons. Truly disgusting.
Just a PSA, I'm bald, not political. I'm bald because my body hates me, not because I hate men. Not by choice. Justice for the alopecia baddies and the people in the hair loss community.
I've been sitting on this irritation for a full day. For all these women who are doing this 4B movement, God forbid you sit and think about the cancer patients and people going through chemo who have no choice but to shave their head. I've been really blessed. Chemo has ruined my hair, and I'm getting close. I have a huge bald spot right here, and I'm trying to cover that up as best as I can. But the majority of us women fighting for our life every day, fighting this cancer battle, getting sick as shit from chemo, losing our hair. You guys are out here trying to make a statement. Shaving your heads. Us cancer patients better not be confused with this 4B movement bullshit. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. What about women who have alopecia and have no choice but to shave their heads? Some of us are out here just praying and holding on to the last strands of our hair thanks to a deadly disease. But y'all go ahead and shave your head. And when it's my time that I have to shave my head and it's getting close, I don't want to be confused with this 4B bullshit. So hopefully by that time, this 4B bullshit is done.
I've been seeing a lot of women on social media shave their heads for the reason to repel men. And if this is your reasoning, you should not do it. And literally the reason being that men are really, really attracted to this. You will attract men more than ever. You will get strange messages on social media. There are also pages on social media dedicated to women shaving their heads. Strange, right? Because I was unaware. But if you want to shave your head for yourself, to start connecting to who you are more, to feel more connected to your femininity, to embrace who you are, and just look like an overall badass, then yes, you should definitely shave your head. But you should also do it when you're ready. So if you are not ready to let go of your hair yet, don't do it, because it takes a while to grow back. But if you've been thinking about it for a while, I highly recommend it.
People are really upset with my hair cutting videos right now. They think I'm part of the, I don't even know what it's called, the 4B movement, perhaps. That a lot of girls are like shaving their head for political reasons, which I don't care. I just shave my head because I like how it looks on me. Anyway, there's a ton of people commenting on my hair shaving videos now, who are really the worst people on the internet. But then there's people who say this is an insult to cancer patients, when I'm not doing this for anything to insult others and their experiences. If anything, I'm showing them that having minimal or no hair can still be a good thing. I can't stand it. And then when I call them out on it and I say that I'm not part of the 4B movement, they're like, oh, sorry, it does look great on you. You look beautiful. And I'm like, you were just calling me a troll. Make up your mind.
To all those lovely ladies out there who are considering shaving their heads for the 4B movement, I want to talk to you for a sec. Now, I am not trying to dissuade you. I'm not trying to persuade you to shave your head, okay? I just want to give my 2 cents because I've shaved my head before. I shaved my head 2 years ago. Now, my shaving of the head did not come as a, it didn't come with like an illness or something. Like I didn't have cancer, I didn't have anything like that. It was part of a fundraising thing. but I hair to here, and I shaved it. The reason I'm saying anything at all is because whatever decision you decide to make with shaving or not shaving your head, I want you to make an educated one, okay? That's all this is. Shaving your head for a political reason is an extension of your freedom of speech. And I'm never going to tell you to not exercise your freedom of speech. But I am going to tell you that there's a high likelihood that it's about to get cold. It's November, right? It's November, and if you shave your head right now, you're going to experience a different level of cold. I live in the Pacific Northwest, and I shaved my head in September, and hats were my best friend through the winter. The other thing I think that is important to consider is, are you shaving your head once, or are you going to stay bald for an extended period of time? Because hair takes a long time to regrow. Now, like I said, I shaved my head 2 years ago, but I was also pregnant very soon after I shaved it with that one. And so my hair growth is a bit faster. Because when you're pregnant, that's what happens. I haven't cut my hair. It's all crazy. I haven't cut my hair since I shaved it. That's 2 years. One of the biggest questions I get about having shaved my head is, will I shave my head again? I'm not going to shave it for the 4B movement. I don't think I'll ever shave it again because I hate the regrowth process. The only time I appreciated having very, very short hair / no hair was when I was morning sick and throwing up and didn't have to move anything out of the way. Because after like 2 weeks, you enter this Velcro stage where you're putting on your shirt and it'll catch on your hair or what stubble you have. And so do I miss being bald? No, I don't. If you have questions about being bald, feel free to message me. Feel free to ask questions, because I think shaving your head is a very big decision, and I think it's a decision that shouldn't be taken lightly because of the impact it will have on you every single day going forward.
I thought that I would talk to you guys about the 4B movement. I don't think you guys know about my daughter's story. My daughter is a 3-time cancer survivor. Let me tell you, she is extremely rare. She was the youngest case at the time to be diagnosed at her hospital with cancer. She spent the majority of her childhood there. She actually was, I believe, the 34th case at the time that had the type of cancer that she had come back the way that it did in the world. That was my daughter, yeah. She spent a lot of time in the hospital. Did you know, if we're talking about beauty standards here, did you know that you can actually lose your teeth during treatment? So, I mean, that's something you guys can do if you want to check that out. We're actually very lucky that she's here. And we're very lucky that all of her baby teeth that rotted out, it was okay because she had adult teeth growing in. That's huge. We do have to worry about if she ever is going to be able to have a baby and have normal reproductive systems. She is small. And one thing I did worry about is her being teased for her hair. Yeah, I did. She used to have a big old thick head hair, and then after 3 times of cancer treatments that she lost that. You know what her earliest memory is? I'm going to tell you. She remembers her daddy shaving her head in the hospital because he had to take her hair off because it was getting everywhere. It was falling everywhere. And that was so traumatizing for her that he had to shave her head. That's her earliest memory. And she used to love watching Rapunzel in the hospital. Yeah, that happened. What a privilege it must be to have the choice to have your beauty and choose your hair and to be able to shave it off because women don't have rights in our country. What a privilege it must be. She didn't have that privilege. Yeah. Did you know that you can actually max out on the amount of chemo radiation you can do for a lifetime? Well, my daughter did. Yeah. I hope you guys have the day that you deserve. Yeah. Have a great day.
Okay, here are my thoughts on the 4B movement. First and foremost, babe, if you want to shave your head, shave your head. Fucking do it. I think that's a great idea. Okay, but let's talk about why, all right? The why, I know, my sunglasses give me these weird marks. Do not shave your head because you want to be unlikable, unfavorable, ugly, whatever it is that you think that you are doing to your body to become less attractive. Let's not pretend that shaving your head is going to be one of them. Shave your head, man. Middle fingers to the man. I fucking get it. Fucking do it. But let's be super careful about saying that, well, I'm going to be ugly. I'm going to shave my head. You ain't, bitch. You're gonna be hot as fuck. Like, I don't understand why that would be such like an important part of this movement, but shaving your head. And to be honest, babe, it's your body, it's your choice. Like, you do what you want. I completely support whatever decision you choose to make, but what I won't support is the fact that you think you're gonna be ugly without hair. You're just fucking not. I don't know what to tell you. Try something else. But I just want to make this really clear. As a mother of a daughter, I would literally never allow her to think that having a shaved head made her any less attractive. Absolutely not. So that's not a message that I am going to allow to be portrayed, but shave your head. Do it. Honestly, I feel so lucky to be able to experience life I get to experience because I have alopecia. I wouldn't change it, but I will absolutely put a stop to the idea that shaving your head is going to make you ugly. You just can't be.
From the history of this movement, it shows that it is a radical feminist movement that emerged out of South Korea during the mid-late 2010, and it was on Twitter and on the website Walmart, and they say the name refers to it's defining 4 tenates, which all start with a Korean language term B. So I'm not going to really go into that much, but let me say something more about it. And they're saying its proponents do not date, get married, have sex, have children with men. And they're saying in South Korea, a portion of its members, particularly those associated with Walmart, were described as transphobic or homophobic. Wow, isn't that interesting? Especially because some of these women also claim to fight for trans rights and, homosexual or gay people rights, right? So I feel like if you want to associate yourself with this movement, then you should know a bit of its history. And also, I feel like it's totally different from what the women in the US are fighting for, as much as it is all about human rights, right? So these people in South Korea were basically trying to stay away from men, and they were avoiding getting married, and they were also avoiding having children with men, but also avoiding being intimate, right? And which is actually the same thing that this 4B movement in the US also is for, right? But they do not describe anything here where the South Korean women had to shave their hair off. I mean, probably this is a new proposition for this group because there are two different groups, you understand? And yeah, I guess that is it about where it is originating from. A lot of people that we have seen talking in the videos here, what they are against is the idea of making it seem like people that are bald are ugly. You understand? Because some people are not bald by choice. Some people are bald by ailments that they literally don't have any control. Some people are going through cancer. Some people are going through, alopecia. And when we're talking about all these ailments, it comes not just to mature people, but rather it also comes to young children, young girls. So I think the people that are coming out to speak against this action of shaving heads or going bald and saying that if you are bald, you are ugly, they are literally not just trying to defend and fight for themselves, but rather even for young girls that are going to grow up thinking that if you are bald, you are ugly, which really does not even add up. It's not true. If you do not have hair, if you're bald, that you are ugly. Hair has nothing to do with beauty. But also, can we talk about the fact that most of the women that were talking about shaving their hair off and becoming bald are actually palm-colored women? The same palm-colored women that bought blue bracelets to, show the side that they voted for, and a lot of people came out to criticize it. It looks like every move they take, people are literally criticizing it. So they have not gotten a breakthrough yet in terms of what can they do to really stand out, right? Because with the bracelets, people were saying it's performative. And even this one, a lot of people are saying this is performative, right? You're saying that men are attracted to your hair, that men love hair so much. And there are men that are in love with women that are bowed. And there are men that are in love with women that go bowed not because they have any ailment, but it's because, you know, they just love to do it. So hair, and men don't even care about your hair because your hair has nothing to do with your femininity. I mean, it's part of it. It describes you as a woman. It easily identifies you, right? But it really has nothing to do with your femininity. Your femininity oozes from, you know, inside out, right? And also, this is part of our beauty, right? But truth is, it doesn't add so much. So they don't care whether you cut it or, you know, you have it. They really don't give a damn. But what about the people that do not have hair? Inevitably, it's not something that they wanted to you know, be going through. What about them? Also, often a time we've seen melanated people shaving their heads, not because they have any kind of ailment. Are you trying to say that they are ugly? I think they are gorgeous. Where I am coming from, women here cut hair and they still look gorgeous, right? So I think these are means that people are trying to really express their frustrations with the system and with the outcomes of the election. And nobody is actually against the 4B movement. With a lot of these people that we have seen, right? None of them is actually against the 4B movement. But they are saying, if you want to do it because, you know, you feel frustrated, it's okay. But do not do it because you feel like people that do not have hair are ugly. Because I want you to imagine all the people that do not have hair, all the people that are bald, being affiliated with the same movement. That's why a lot of them are saying, you know what? I am bald, but I am not affiliated to any of this. So I think it's okay to be very sensitive to how others will perceive this whenever you do something. Be sensitive to other people's trauma. Be sensitive to other people's pain with whatever that you're saying, because here you're not the only person that is hurting. A lot of people are really hurting. A lot of people are not excited with the outcomes of, you know, the election. And for the melanated people, they are saying, you know what, it is our time to mind our business. We are not going to jump into the bandwagon of we are going to shave our hair because you are fighting for you. Another question should be, how long are you going to be doing this? What do you guys think? Put your thoughts in the comment section and subscribe to the channel if you have not. I will see you in another amazing video. My name is Gracie and I love you. Bye.